Hi, how are you? Good to see you guys. We're gonna read. We're gonna pull a lot of tarot tonight. I really want to see like what the energies are like when it comes to what people are saying and what they're saying in relation to what they think that they understood. So there's a theme for me here tonight. So first, let's see what the overall energy of what people are saying. One card. The Two of Pentacles is in the reverse. In this case, someone is already savoring a decision made as a victory for themselves. Look at these people having a meal together, eating out of the same plate. So they're definitely thinking that something can be had. Let's see what they think they understood. The Seven of Swords. They feel that they can take the back door into your life and take whatever they want and then savor it, share it amongst themselves, enjoy it without you. So what they think they understand is whatever was hidden in a way, whatever was not said, what was in front of everybody's face, but that wasn't obvious to most, but only privy to many, and or a few, but not the majority. Let's see whether they're savoring success about the decision made. The Hangman. In this case, I see this as lynching. They know that they've put somebody in a position where they're immobilized, they're powerless. They've sneaked up on that person, taken what was to be taken, most probably the most valuable thing. Whatever that is for you, could be ideas, could be things, resources, a piece of your energy, a piece of your heart. They're also making sure that a lot of people take as much as well. It's the French verb is piller. What would that be in English? That is at war when one camp wins and then they've taken over and they just take everything. That's this energy. So they trample, they rape, they steal, they burn, they kill. That's what they do. I'd say particularly two people here that act as one, because the card is in the reverse, are the main protagonists. Versus the person who is falling victim. In this case, this person has been put in a dungeon. So they're secluded, they are being alienated. Left hanging, of course. But it's not so much about hanging in this case. It's about being put in a place where you can't extricate yourself, where you can't move, where you're being forced to watch while it's all happening. Let's see what they took. Truly. Temperance in the reverse and this Ace of Swords in the reverse. They took away literally your peace of mind. They took a piece of your mind. They basically took your ideas. In this case, it's a situation where you can't win. Let's see how you feel in the moment. Judgment, the Empress, the Four of Wands, and the Eight of Wands in the reverse. I'm proud of you. You're feeling the real word here is you're choosing silence. Anyway, they've taken your words, and particularly your choice of words. So it feels like you don't have much to say anymore, because I feel it's a situation that's been repeating and repeating many, many times over. So you know how it happens. You know how they infiltrate you. You know how they operate at this point. But this time around, you're deciding to stay within your four walls. Not that you have much of a choice, because it's not like you can go anywhere. But you feel okay. If anything, it reveals to you who you are. It reveals the strength of your messages. And it also reveals the fact that your messages are, as much as they're strong, they have no reach. But for some reason, you're okay with that. Albeit really having to work really, really hard at keeping that peace within. Today is a day where you've been surrounded by a woman. Today is a day where feminine energy is strong for you. Today is, well, maybe now is past midnight, but the whole of today was February 3rd, so this is the third major arcana. So you were in a position where you were in an Empress kind of day. You brought a lot of abundance to yourself, to your loved ones. And it kept you from maybe saying any more. So not that you don't have anything to say, just that there are two things here. They wish you to keep you silent, or to take your words. They've taken your words anyway. So by not speaking, you are abdicating, and at the same time, I feel you're being wise. I feel it's a good judgment call to let them think that they've won. And maybe you choose to say something, and what you want to say is to let them know what they've done. One of the things that they've done was screw up your signal. You're not far-reaching at the moment. Or whatever you've said yesterday wasn't able to reach. Or have the reach you wanted. I'm sensing on the Two of Pentacles in the reverse with this particular imagery, and that whatever is being shared here is a piece of you, literally. Almost like telling you you've been eaten alive. I think it was intentional. And I think that in a way they have succeeded. They've created, they were cruel, and cruelty did reach you. Very deep. For some reason, you're feeling like a victim. You are a victim. But it's not the first time, like I said. So it's like, you know the drill. Doesn't make it any easier, but it does make it bearable, because you have a particular way of absorbing it now. Let's pull some more. Knight of Swords in the reverse, the Three of Wands in the reverse, and the Magician in the reverse. So, although the cards came out in the reverse, I do want to show you the imagery upright. So this Magician, a very powerful man, is claiming, no, I'm not doing any questions at the moment. Is claiming something very important and using whatever you've said, the words that he's taken and the ideas that he's taken from you. He's actually using them for himself and against you. He's also taking what he needs to fit his story. As for the Knight of Swords, this is the first thing that I've said about the Two of Pentacles and these two characters, namely now this Magician and this Knight of Swords. The fact that they're already sharing, eating out of the same plate, they're having a piece of you, taking the best of you and sharing it, savoring their victory ahead of time. Same thing here, you're in a position of being helpless, hopeless, powerless. Someone is already hands in the air. The Three of Wands here is an angel. I think you have a guide. You're not really necessarily aware, but you have a guide that I think at the moment cannot help you much, but they're beside you. Because it's the Three of Wands, even if the card is in the reverse, or because the card is in the reverse, it's a situation where you can't expect your guide to come in to help. But because it's the number 3, refers back to the Empress energy and the energy of February 3rd, which was yesterday. For the events that I'm describing here. And in this particular case, maybe you have had 3 people close. And if you didn't feel 3 people, or if you weren't in presence of 3 people, there's an energy here of, I'm hearing the word sitting. So it's a very strange energy because I can't relate it to the number that I'm picking up on that I feel is important. I'm also hearing sitting, hitting, biting. I know it's very strange. It makes me think of when someone is fighting back and it's they feel very, they have no weapon and all they have left is their hands, and so they'll resort to kicking, scratching and biting. This is what it feels like. So for me, this reading is a very, it feels like a ball of nerves. It feels like a situation where you've had to keep the utmost cool in a situation where even with your guides, you didn't feel the protection the way you used to or are used to. It feels like you've been powerless or felt powerless because you've been someone has taken some vital energy from you. And moreover, they are rejoicing in the fact that you're in a position of being hopeless, helpless, powerless. The Seven of Swords also feels staged. All of this is because it's a big illusion. You've been manipulated by the magician. in the reverse. And a lot of the cruelty comes from the Knight of Swords in the reverse. The Tower is in the reverse with the Sun card. So I'm really happy to see these cards, because where you think you haven't been protected, where you feel that people have been taking from you, there's two things here. You could have made yourself vulnerable and they took even more than they already take. And if you didn't make yourself any more vulnerable, it was business as usual, they took anyway. So I'm not sure that you really feel a difference, even if they take more or took more. Overall, you feel misunderstood. You do feel judged. But yet again, there's a particular strength to you that is showing up in a different way than it has in the past. Because your initial reaction is obviously of being thrown off keel. And yet, for some reason, you manage to regroup. And furthermore, the more you give it thought, when you choose to see things differently, and for what appears to you for what it truly is, you realize you've averted something very difficult, and all along you were in your truth. And you are more protected and have been protected and will be protected by your guides. Because no one's really coming to your rescue. Besides your spiritual strength. journey in bad health. Community. The bad health is obviously your initial reaction. The situation is unhealthy as well. Yet the same idea of being immobilized, where you're here bedridden, is the same feeling. That's what's on the hangman. And for me here, this nurse is the angels that are around you that you can't see because the card came out in the reverse, but that ultimately showed up as earth angels, feminine energy, and eventually the light that was all around you throughout the day probably came across from a masculine guide. And I want to say that it came across your main guide. The one that you're aware of. Or that by telling you it's a masculine guide, that you know which one it is. There's something that's happened today where you went somewhere and again you saw a lot of feminine energies. Although we have the community card here, they're not some people that you know. It's not the same energy as whoever has visited you in your house, in your home. And if you were alone today, then just the comfort that you had or you felt by staying home. Maybe because you really needed to, because you did need to recoup. But there's something about the people that you've encountered today when you went out. Let's see what that is. What did they bring you that you're not aware of? Seven of Swords. There's a big pile, but I'm not going to take the whole pile. I'm just going to, I don't even see the other cards. I'm just going to take that card and put the rest. It's very difficult that even the people that you've encountered that might not even be close to you, probably are strangers to you. have also partaken in everything that has happened for you since yesterday. So let's say in the last 72 hours. I don't even have to warn you because, first of all, it's already happened. Second of all, you're already aware that this happens. You know how it happens. You just can't avert it. You've been learning how to cope with it. You're coping with it. You're doing a very good job, or a much better job. But most likely something has happened, in particular yesterday, about something very specific. That took more from you than usual. And for which these two people in particular, this Magician and Knight of Swords, along with that very elusive community group, there's something very particular that they did. I'm going to find out. Let me see, what would I really like to ask at this point? Because we know they've taken your ideas, your words. You could say that they've twisted your words. You could imagine the twist on this. It's also like being put through the ringer. Let's see what comes out. The snake. The snake indicates enemy and calamities, the degree of which is governed by the distance of the card from the person. In this case, two Seven of Swords in the community, alongside this particular pair, the ones that eat in the same plate, off the same plate. The other cards are something that happened in your home, and then we have the pig. which is abundance. But when you look at it, it's also the Three of Swords. So, and this would be the Six of Cups. And this is the Eight of Wands. So when I said that the snakes, your enemies, took your words and your ideas and twisted them and used them for their own, as their own material, or to create more material, it could be somebody that appeared to you to be someone that you trusted because they felt very familiar to you. But like I said, you're aware of how it happens. You're aware of how they steal, and it comes from your home, from inside your home, and you can't stop it. It's always been breaking your heart. I don't mean to be rude, but they probably think you're a pig. Probably call you a pig. What I hadn't seen just yet, but that I'm seeing now, is that the Knight of Swords and the Magician came out in the reverse. They have some power, but they don't have full power. Probably because they have to work and do what they do in hiding, so it loses some of its potency or impact. Even if it still has an impact. The biggest impact is your reach. You're being blocked. You're being ridiculed, but that you've grown accustomed to, and you know that you knew when you spoke or whatever you did, whatever it is that you do, that you say, that they are wanting to steal from you. You know that this happens. It always has. From very long ago. From very long ago. Like from almost the very beginning. Because you remember very well. You remember as soon as you came online and you put out content, you remember how your words were being taken and used. You remember that very well. I have to say that there is danger. You are protected. You didn't feel it in the moment, and you felt that you didn't feel the presence. That's contradictory. I don't want to say that you felt abandoned, but you didn't feel the presence of your guides when it was happening. But now I'm showing you that they were here, and they are still here. They watch over you, but it's not like they can really help you. So there's something that you might need to do to help yourself. So most likely these people want you to shut up. That's what they try to do. They really want to block your movement when it comes to evolving in the community. Within the community. But it's all things that you've always been aware of. You've always known this. It's not the first time. So what should you do to help yourself? Hard to decipher, but the first thing I'd want to say is you need to keep evolving. You need to keep moving. Not to say that you need to walk away. You need to keep doing what you do. Don't stop. Whatever business you're working on is not finished. So you need to work at it in the sense of keep pushing forward with it. The other card that came out is the King of Cups in the reverse. There's something about giving less love to the people that are actually not your friends, the people that you did trust, that you feel and felt you have love for. you should probably love them a lot less. They're not deserving of your love. They probably don't care for your love either. This is a very important piece for you. There's something about, I guess, rising above the situation, no matter how heartbroken you feel because of this Three of Swords energy, especially over someone you really love that basically has betrayed you and has chosen a particular person to betray you with. Both of them are really truly your enemies, and there's nothing good that's going to come out of that. But I really think that you shouldn't give up pushing through. Keep going where you need to go in terms of who you are, what you want to become, what makes you happy, that you feel is the direction that you need to go into or towards. The community will stay, I guess, treacherous. The road ahead is treacherous. You just need to learn how to maybe rely on yourself. Remember you're protected. Don't doubt the way you did before. Yesterday in particular. Either yesterday you doubted being helped or having a guide, or you thought you had one and you didn't. Either way, it's the same. But ultimately, maybe your real guide isn't the one that you think is really beside you. The one that you thought was somebody that you could count on, whether it's a real person or not, isn't truly the person that's going to guide you forward. Because that person doesn't really love you if it's a person. And ultimately, you might need to move forward, even if you feel that you're leaving something open, like a door open behind you. So it's a difficult read. It's sad. It's mainly it's like an eye-opener if you weren't aware of these enemies, but it's clearly shown here. I have two cards of Seven of Swords. I have the Snake. I have the Magician in the reverse, very manipulative individual. I have the Knight of Swords in the reverse, someone very cruel, very vindictive, aggressive. I have even the community is not to be trusted because they take as well. But there is a silver lining when it comes to you being protected when you don't think you are. Specifically, when you're around women, there's a specific energy around people that you know from the past that are your good friends. And there's a specific guide, truly not a person, truly a guide, very masculine energy that is watching over you. Even if she looks like a nurse here, it's a masculine energy. And just remember, move forward and save your love for someone else or other people than these specific people that I've been showing you, except for your guides that you need to keep loving and honoring, and you keep connecting to them. Thank you.